thinking our guest today is one of those up and coming movers and shakers that's going to make some major changes in our community from a health standpoint. So we have today Dr. Emel. He's a board certified pediatrician and physician in charge at Kaiser Permanente, Baldwin Hills, Crenshaw Medical Offices. That's a mouthful. Yes, that's a mouthful. Since joining the Southern California Permanente Medical Group in 1991, he has provided leadership for several medical programs, including serving as a physician in charge of Kaiser Permanente Inglewood Medical Offices, overseeing operations and delivery of care across specialties that include family medicine, pharmacy, and radiation, in addition to his practice. He's a passionate advocate for the health of our community. Dr. Emel volunteered his time and expertise to benefit the community at large, including serving as a member of the Teen Pregnancy Prevention Committee as the physician champion of the West Los Angeles Medical Hippocratic Circle program. So welcome.
Thank you.
Glad to have you. You attended Loyola Marymount, which is an amazing university. That's a beautiful school sitting up on top of that hill.
Nice view.
Nice school. And you attended medical school. Was it
University of Southern California School of Medicine.
Oh, okay. I went to SC too.
Yes.
Not
Fight
in
on.
medicine, though. Fight on. And you were born and raised right here in Crenshaw District.
It's about 1.5 miles, 4707 3rd Avenue.
Well, wonderful.
And my mother still lives there.
Okay.
Yeah, and I used to walk down Crenshaw on the way to the Broadway Crenshaw Plaza to my favorite store, Toys and Hobbies.
Okay.
Get my Hot Wheels.
Your Hot Wheels. Hey, now.
Yes, my favorite store in the universe.
In the universe. Yeah. Well, that's wonderful news to know that you're part of the community.
Oh, absolutely.
So you have a vested interest in your mom, your parents, and you grew up.
Yes.
What high school did you go to?
I went to Lutheran High School.
Oh, okay.
It's a small school. Moved to Burbank, and my father wanted us to go to private schools.
Okay. So you didn't do the Crenshaw or the Dorsey?
No, he wanted us to all. He said all of his children are going to go to private schools.
Okay. Well, that's cool. But you went to SC. That's community school. You came back into the community. That's good. Well, welcome to the show, and we're very pleased, and thank you for agreeing to be on the show.
Yes, thank you for inviting me.
Thank you. I've done a tour of the facility. It's absolutely beautiful.
Yes.
That's fantastic.
And it works, too.
It works, too. That's good. That's great. I'm more of a holistic type of person, and I also make sure I eat right and work out and do all that sort of stuff, so I don't have to spend a lot of time at the doctor's unless I come in for preventative care. My last favorite doctor retired, and after that, I was not trusting too many other doctors, even his son. Okay. But I go when I have to.
Okay.
And I do go for my checkups and so forth. So tell us, one, what was the decision of bringing Kaiser to our community?
It actually was a perfect storm of events. Many times we think of perfect storms, we think of negative things, but this was the perfect storm of events when the parcel was available. It was a large parcel of land in Los Angeles that was undeveloped. And when does that happen? And it happened to be in a great community with great people, a very historic community of working class people, middle class people. And so you had the parcel, you had the people. And so Kaiser Permanente came in with the plan, with the health plan, with our integrated plan. And so we were able to, with the help of some of our elected officials and with the passion of our regional folks and Dr. Howard Fullman, who's my medical director at Kaiser Permanente West LA, there was an effort, there was a dedication to bring all these things together, to develop that parcel, which had been divested of, and also to bring the people together to allow the health plan to come and build on that parcel. And what you see is the Baldwin Hills Crenshaw Medical Office building. Okay,
fantastic. It's truly a beautiful facility. Have you been?
I haven't been there yet. I've talked to my doctor who's in there.
Dr. Bill Howell, Dr. William Howell. Yes, he's very good.
Oh yeah, it's a pretty place.
Yes.
State of the art.
Yes.
But something you just said was a medical office.
Yes, it's a medical office. So
it's not for urgent care. It's not for emergencies.
Yes. Okay. I'm glad you said that, Pastor Rhonda, because it is a big facility. It is our largest medical office building. It is our largest clinic. It's one of the largest clinics probably in the state, if not the country. But it is not a hospital. We don't have surgeries. We don't have emergency care. We don't have urgent care. Our plan, phase 2, at some point is to bring in urgent care, but not now. Not now. We have no emergency services.
Okay, that's why that lot moves up. You have all that space because you can expand out at some point.
Yes, but we do offer the best in the Kaiser Permanente integrated care on the ambulatory platform. So it is a comprehensive building able to deliver the total health. And one of the things that we're committed to doing is, as Pastor Rhonda said a few minutes ago, is partnering with patients such as Pastor Rhonda to deliver that total health. We have adult medicine, pediatric medicine, we have women's medicine, we have eye medicine, skin, we have dermatology, we have lab, we have x-ray, we have imaging, we have retinal scans, physical therapy. So almost anything that you can do on an outpatient ambulatory basis, we have, so we can deliver that total health care and partner with patients such as Pastor Rhonda.
That's fantastic. Well, that's good. We like that, to celebrate life, because as we were saying earlier, how important it is to have that team in your care. It helps you guys as medical professionals to also have organizations that are working with you to make sure that your patients are getting the right information. Because I know my aunt, she lives in Tennessee now, and so she'll go to the hospital, and she's like my mother. We're all researchers. That's just what we do. And my uncle. So she'll be in there, and she had a cardiovascular thing going on because she's had blood pressure issues since she was young, right? So she'll go in and she'll take out her laptop and she'll bring up her MD, WebMD. And then one doctor told her, he says, you do realize that WebMD doesn't have a medical license like I do, right? Yes. You know that, right?
Yes, you can repeat that. Yes, that's true. That's true.
So we had to chuckle. She goes, okay, I'll dial it back.
Yes. But, we do have something, WebMD is fine. We also have our own evidence-based, clinically based website, kaiserpermanente.org. And you can get a password. It's no charge. You have to be have Kaiser insurance. You have to be a Kaiser Permanente member to get that. But once you're a patient, once you're a member there, that website offers you general medical information, but also specific information to your particular care. You can also make appointments with that on that website. You can get medication refills, get your vaccine record. You can get lab results. And you can also sign up for classes on that. So there's so many things on our website. So WebMD is fine. KaiserPermanente.org is better.
Okay. There you go.
But while we're right there, let me throw something.
let her throw.
I had an issue that I had to show my doctor what it was. I took the picture. I emailed him. I said, do I go to you first or do I go somewhere else? The next morning, the other department was calling me and saying, we'd like to schedule an appointment.
Yes.
Yes. Now, that's some teamwork right there.
Yes. I like I was telling Pastor Rhonda, we like to just replicate and copy her. She's wonderful.
Yeah, she's that can-do kind of person.
Yes.
I know when I did the tour, and I actually put together, and when we get to our next break, I put together a compilation of pictures or photos from you guys' facility. So there's an area called Thrive.
Yes.
When you first walk in the door.
Yes, and you mentioned something about, we talk about alternative and complementary medicine, and our facility, our facility is built on the Cultivate or the Life Integration model, which says instead of waiting for sick people, ill people to walk into the facility, to limp into the facility, to be wheeled into the facility, we're going to make sure that our facility is embedded and integrated in the community, and we were able to do that with Baldwin Hills Crenshaw. Kaiser Permanente, Baldwin Hills, Crenshaw. But not only that, but when you walk on the campus, you see our innovation, you see our design, which is intuitive and intelligent, and it inspires you to want to be healthy. There's a walking path on campus, on our clinic campus. We have a walking path, so you can exercise.
Okay.
So you can walk at the mall, or you can come across the street and walk on our campus.
Wow. Okay.
We also have exercise machines. We also have a yoga lawn, a Tai Chi lawn. We have a community center. The community can come in and have their own meetings.
Oh, we didn't know that.
It's a multi-purpose campus, and so we want the community to partner with us. We want to be integrated into the community. the life integration, so that we can help our patients who come to BHC, Baldwin Hills, Crenshaw, seeking a BHC, a better health condition.
Hey, I like that.
I like that.
I'm not done.
Okay.
Yes. And so we can be about being our best and helping and caring for them. And we pledge not to be bothered or hurried or callous, but we want to be there in order to BHC build healthy community.
Okay. And, there's some pretty unique healthcare needs in our community.
Yes.
A predominantly Black community and in our surrounding areas, Latino, but diabetes and heart and high blood pressure is a main issue in our communities. Fear of doctors.
Yes.
And now with the healthcare. Covered California and the national affordable health care issue that we have going on, which is not called Obamacare, is called the Affordable Health Care Act. That has been an issue because being able to afford health care, have health insurance so you can feel comfortable to do the preventative care.
Yes, yeah. And so one of the things that Kaiser prides itself historically, we've been around for 80 years or so, is that we are committed to delivering high quality, affordable, accessible health care to the communities we serve.
Okay.
That's part of our KP promise, so it has to be affordable. If you can't afford it, then it's pretty useless. So we want to make sure it's affordable. And also we do cover a part in Covered California, Kaiser Permanente is in the Kaiser insurance. You can get it through Covered California. Okay. So we are part of that also.
Oh, okay.
And yes, one of the opportunities that we have is also to use our integrated model, our Kaiser Permanente integrated model, to serve the great needs, the great physical and mental needs in the community. I mean, we all know about the high blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol, the breast cancer, the prostate cancer, which is higher in the African American community, diabetes higher in the Latino community. The mental health, stress, anxiety, depression.
Right.
We have we have mental health.
Oh.
Psychiatry in the building.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a big issue.
So we can address those stress, anxiety, and depression, which is higher in the African American Latino community. Yes.
Okay, that's fantastic. So, like I said, it's a beautiful facility. One of the things that was really nice when I did the tour, you guys use artwork from those in the community, right? I was walking on my group that I was with. A young lady did the mural on the bottom floor. It's pretty long. I think it's blue.
One of my favorite pieces.
Yeah, right there. And then the big eye. Upstairs, outside of the optometry, right?
Yeah, and the building from its inception, what we wanted to do was, again, partner. You'll hear me say that word again, partner. We want to partner with the community in building. So Turner Construction was tasked to make sure a certain percentage of the construction workers were from the community. So we had people, electrical, carpentry, who walked to work in the Crenshaw area.
Oh, that was fantastic.
We were committed to partnering with the community. And so we also wanted to make sure that the artwork reflected the community. So we have about 113 pieces, all from local artists. And so it's almost like a museum.
It is. It's beautiful.
And it's laid out in a very strategic way. So different departments have art that deals with that particular department. In pediatrics, we have a lot of children and play spaces, and it's great. It's fantastic.
Oh,
so make sure when you come in, look at the walls.
Yeah, you need to go over there just to go through the building because it is, and then the views. Yes. The views are awesome from the treatment rooms as well as the big the staircases and all the glass. So you guys did a good job. Yes. I was driving by with my nephew. We were leaving the mall, and he'd been at Kaiser since he was a little boy. So now he's 20, and so we're coming. I said, "Wow, Travis, Kaiser's right here at the foot of the base of the hill because we live up on the hill." And I said, "So I think you're 20 now. You can no longer go to your pediatrician."
That's true. Well said.
And you're going to have to find an adult doctor. He went, what? He's like, I don't even want to talk about that right now.
I said we have adult medicine there, right?
Right, exactly. He's now 20. He says, I'm just going to stay healthy.
Yes, that's true. That's true. But he's going to thrive.
He's going to thrive, right? But when he was a little boy, they lived at Kaiser Cadillac. Okay. That's Kaiser Cadillac.
So what about that chair?
Oh, the chair that weighs
Yes,
you. Tell us about that wonderful chair.
And so the building is an advanced design and also has state-of-the-art technology. And so not only is it a very artistic design, but it's a very technologically advanced building. And the chairs, in order to make sure that patients can be roomed and prepared for their doctor in privacy and not in a hallway on a scale, they can sit on our exam tables and it'll weigh them. So when you come and the nurse says, have a seat, she can also check your weight. And patients are very excited about that.
Yeah, what else? That's some pretty great innovation, though. What other kind of innovational medical?
Well, in order to get full use of the building, again, you have to sign up into the kp.org website. Okay. And once you have that password, you can actually check in at home. So if you have an appointment with Dr. Emel, you can check in at home and they'll give you a QR code. And then you bring that to the service rep at the door and you're checked in.
Oh, wow.
When you come in, also our pharmacy, you can check into our pharmacy and then they'll call you when your medicine is ready. We also have dashboards, almost like arrival departure boards at the airport. And so when you check in, your name comes up on the board and it'll let you know when you go to the lab or when your doctor's appointment, when you go there. When you get up to the floor, we also have 42-inch monitors within the exam rooms. And so you can watch health videos. The doctor can put your chart there, and we have our own electronic medical record. And you can see that right there and also get electronic health information. Our tables weigh themselves. And there's probably something I'm forgetting. But.
Now, is there, since you have that innovation and the patient care, so someone that has a chronic illness, so, like someone that has diabetes that, may not have all the ability to make sure that they're checking their blood sugar, they're eating right. Do you guys have those kind of programs that work hand in hand with that patient?
In the building, we also have something called health education, member health education. Those are our health educators that are embedded there in the building, and they're going to be running a lot of our health programs. I always tell my doctors and my staff that we have an advanced design, state-of-the-art technology, and intuitive workflows. But at the end of the day, it's people caring for people. Mm-hmm. And so we want to make sure that some of our people who may not understand their health condition, may be depressed or may be senior and may take a little extra time. We have population care managers on site, and they call you. It's a person with a voice who'll call you.
Oh, great.
And make sure, Mrs. Jones, Mrs. Smith, you're due for your repeat hemoglobin A1C. You're due for your blood pressure check. So we have people who will regularly call you and say your appointment is due or your lab is due.
Oh, that's fantastic. Now, since you're going to do your outreaching to the community and you want to be a part of the community, how would Kaiser and Celebrate Life work together? How could you guys do some collaboration together?
We do have, and I was with Celia Brugman. She's our community benefits partner. She works in our community benefits department, and she is our liaison to the community. And so she has a portfolio of 100 and something groups, and she will interface with them and say, what do you need? This is what we can offer. Mm-hmm. So that's all she does all day long. And we have a whole department there. So Celebrate Life. Mm-hmm.
Cancer Ministry.
So she would get in touch with our community benefits department, and they would interface with you. And if you wanted to have an event, we have a community center on site. And if you want to have a meeting or celebration, you can have it on site.
And what's the person's name?
Her name is Celia Brugman.
I know Celia.
Yeah.
I know Celia. She knows me too by name.
So that's all she does. That's all she does.
She does. Okay.
She's very good.
Okay, well, we'll have to make sure that happens, right?
Please.
And I'll have to have Carly. There's another young. You guys said you have a yoga center. Do you guys actually have instructors there, or
we have a yoga lawn?
Okay.
We have a Tai Chi lawn on campus. And so our health education department is charged to make sure that they have classes and patients can sign up for those. That's their role. So we will, they haven't transferred over yet, but once they come in, then we'll have those services.
And there's in the community, there's it's called Crenshaw Yoga and Dance Center right there on 54th and Crenshaw. Mm-hmm. And so they actually have several senior classes for mobility and flexibility. And majority of their instructors have had some after they retired, and the stiffness and so forth. So that was how they got into it. So they have a large population. So I'll refer Carly Young over to you guys, because she wants that outreach, and she's definitely about the community.
Yeah, and again, Celia Bergman is our contact person. Also, Jamila Veasley works a lot with our community. And we have dance groups who, Golden Steppers, they're at Inglewood. They're going to be moving over to Baldwin Hills, Crenshaw. And they have seniors who are just dancing.
Yes.
They do stepping.
Yeah.
And it's great because they get out of the home, they socialize, they work the joints, they lower their cholesterol, their blood pressure. It's a win-win-win-win-win.
Exactly. In fact, Rhonda, that's some of the activities. I think last week I couldn't get there after the show. We had Zumba class.
But we have an ongoing Zumba class now.
Oh, really?
Yes, every Monday.
Oh, cool. So they do Zumba and so forth because her Celebrate Life ministry is that once you've been diagnosed with cancer, doesn't mean that life ended, right?
Yes.
So
You must
it's
celebrate your life.
Right, exactly.
Yes.
And you need to laugh.
Yeah.
And so
That's
we
it.
have fun and fellowship. So
That
we
is
put
great.
education together with some different theme each month, whether it's
great.
movie night, Zumba and yoga. And in fact, December the 8th, we're having paint and sip. And we meet at Holly Park United Methodist Church. So how you have paint and sip in the church? Because we have paint and mocktails.
There you have it. Well, in Catholic Church, they drink wine.
A little wine.
But it's we would love to have groups like Celebrate Life on our campus because, one, it shows that just because you get a really significant diagnosis,
Yes.
that doesn't mean life stops.
Exactly.
Not only we want to see our people demonstrating that we can be victorious, and it's not that the cancer has me, but I am a person who has a life, who just happens to have a diagnosis with cancer, who can still live and love and laugh.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think it's very, very important. And the movement is very important. I know, when we get to a certain age and you retire, a lot of our community don't understand how valuable and important exercise is, and movement can really help you avoid a lot of medical conditions just by getting up. But, I look at so many people, they'll go, Crystal, how do you do Zumba 3 times a week and go play tennis on the weekends? And I do hot room yoga, which I haven't quite embraced yet because it hurts, but I'm working on it. I do a burlesque class because it's about movement. Whenever they got a dance class somewhere, I got to get out and move because I want to be able to do the work that I do. I can't wear all the hats that I do if my body can't keep up with me.
That's true. That's true. And I think that one of the things that, we have a different building, a new building, new technologies that are very different. But we also, and I mean I'm not just talking about patient staff, but also physicians. I'm a physician. We have to think differently. And one of the things that I had a meeting with one of our patient council advisors, and he was saying, instead of pushing pills, what about pushing plant-based diet?
Oh, that's good. There you go.
Because we know that with plant-based diet that people are better in control of their numbers, their blood pressure goes down a way, their diabetes goes down in a way. So I think that we really want to partner with the community to say, let's do this differently. We can do better.
Right,
we can do better. And yes, you need to control your blood pressure with medicine right now, but also you can better control it with exercise, with diet, less stress, plant-based eating.
Right.
And the goal is to get that blood pressure down and to get you off medication altogether. We're not there yet. Don't stop taking your medication.
But you're working toward that, which is very important.
Yes.
We're going to take a quick break, but I want to have a conversation about that because that's one of my pet peeves is going to the doctor and they take your blood pressure and the next thing you know, you're handing you a prescription saying, go get it filled. Well, whoa, wait a minute. You don't even know what's happening. So we're going to take a quick break and then we'll come back and have that conversation.
Great.
Okay.
Hello. Meet Larry. Larry is a general contractor. Larry is very good at his craft, but Larry has a very tough time managing his paperwork because he is busy taking care of his clients' needs. Larry just cannot find his important business documents when needed. Larry is also being passed over for bid opportunities from prime contractors because he is perceived as not ready. He doesn't know where his business license, certifications, insurance, and other key corporate documents are located most of the time. Lucy owns an auto body and collision repair shop and has been using a business management and procurement assistance program called Small Biz Pro to keep her business organized, business ready, contract ready, and bank loan ready. Small Biz Pro is a 3-in-1 cloud-based business management, procurement, and market research assistance system designed to help businesses become business ready, contract ready, and bank loan ready. It also provides back-office operation solutions for small businesses. Lucy is able to stay ahead of her competitors because she uses Small Biz Pro to manage her business daily. Lucy just clicks on Small Biz Pro from her tablet, mobile phone, laptop, or any internet-accessible device for data retrieval, and she's got it. Lucy introduces Larry to Small Biz Pro, and now Larry is more organized and can now find all of his documents and new bid opportunities in seconds. Larry now saves $120 in labor costs for each missing or misplaced document. Just simply go to your web browser and log into smallbizpro.net and register today for a limited 30-day free trial offer. Services start as low as $1 per day. Let's put the competition out of business. Small Biz Pro. If you stay ready, you don't need to get ready. Register now at smallbizpro.net and begin saving money. Email info@smallbizpro.net or call 626-533-1186. Meet Larry. Larry is a general contractor.
On our committee.
I work with them.
And we are back, and we're having an amazing conversation with Dr. Emel and Pastor Rhonda, and just talking about the things, making health part of and your health care a normal part of life, not something that you have to be fearful about. And so for those of you just tuned in to the Business Zone with Crystal and Gilbert, you should be able to watch us now at Morris Media Live on YouTube channel and as well as my Facebook page. So you should be seeing both of that. So if you don't see me right on my mobile phone where you can actually have conversation, that's why we didn't amped up our technology here at Morris Media Studios. And if you have any questions for Dr. Emel or Pastor Rhonda, you can give us a call at 323-293-3375. That number again is 323-293-3375. Please call and ask us a question, any questions of both of my guests, and I'm sure they'll be happy to entertain you. So before we went to break, years ago when my mom was sick, and I mentioned that to both of you guys, so I'm running doctors, taking her to the doctor, being caregiver. Some days I come home, she would refuse to talk to me, and I'm like, what the heck? Why are you not talking to me? What did I do? And so I would go, and at the same time having to take care of me, because I knew the importance of taking care of me during the time of taking care of her.
Right.
It's like putting the oxygen mask first on me.
Care for the caregiver.
Care for the care. So I'd go for my physicals and breast care awareness and all that sort of stuff. And they take my blood pressure. And I'm one of those individuals, I get the white coat syndrome.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
That's real.
That's just the real deal about me. Always has been.
And what's that?
That's where your blood pressure is already elevated. Just you're sitting at the doctor and they didn't put that cuff around your arm.
Yes.
So automatically my blood pressure is going to be higher.
We have new technology for that also.
Oh, okay, that's good. I might have to change my affordable health care over here. So anyway, so I'd run in, and I'm running late because I got work. I am business coaching, RB Recycle Black Dollars co-director, and I'm coaching this. I'm working with whoever I was working with at the time. So I run, find a parking space and whatever, race across the street, get there, and the first thing they want to do is take your blood pressure. Yes. And it's like 4,000 over whatever, 900 million. And they're like, oh, you have blood pressure problems. Let's give you some pills. Why don't we find out why first before you? Because I hate. Only pill I take is a vitamin, some sort of supplement that will make my body. I don't like taking medication at all.
Right. Yeah, we see that a lot in our community. And the problem is that we can't have it both ways. We can't eat a diet that's high in salt and sugar, have high stress, not exercise, be sedentary. That is going to have a negative effect on our body.
Right.
So our pressure will be elevated. Our sugar will be elevated, our weight, our cholesterol, fat will be elevated, and our body will not function, and that will quicken the pace of deterioration.
Okay.
So we have to, at some point, there's a break point. We either have to stop doing those things, or a pill is going to slow that down.
Okay.
So I think when we talk about having life integration and care transformation and partnering with our patients, we're seeing there's a better way. You have a great idea of plant-based diet, which is an idea that came from our patient advisory committee. Instead of having pills, let's push plant-based diet. Okay, let's do it. Because we know, Mrs. Jones, Mr. Jones, that if you eat better just alone and exercise, just do those two things, your blood pressure will come down. And your need for the pill that you don't want to take, guess what? Your blood pressure is normal. Do you need a pill anymore? And it's normal. Why? Because you're eating better. And exercise.
Right, exactly, which is important. And so and that's you. That was my response to that. First, find out why, and secondly, I'm taking care of my mom, so that's the stress level is higher, right? And then the second thing is just tell me that that's what I need to do, and I am on a diet yesterday, and I will make sure I'm reducing what I'm eating, it's the sodium and the what have you, because all that other stuff to me is like take the blood pressure pill. Next thing I know, I'm on a pill for diabetes or insulin, and then next thing I know, I got heart problems because it's all tying in together. But that's not. My grandmother was she lived to be 102, and she never took a blood pressure pill. She never had. When she died, it was because her body said, okay, I'm tired, I'm ready to go. But she was a vegetarian. And she walked, she moved, her brain was active. And when she first came here from Alabama, when she first got here, she was like 60. We brought her here kicking and screaming, but she was like 75 years old. And when we took her to our doctor, our primary care doctor, and he got in and he was like, checking her out, and she was standing tall. She was like 5'6", 5'7". She wasn't hunched over, and her brain was sharp as she was sharp as a tack. And he says, "Okay, what medication is she on?" She goes, "None," and that's the way I plan on keeping it. Yes. And he was just blown away with the fact. So, she, of course, that same attitude was disseminated through the family. Some of them we don't have really any major chronic. My mom, I think, cancer was because secondhand smoke. My brother smoked. Everybody around her seemed to smoke, and she also was a worrywart. And so with all of that, she ate well. But I think it was really more the secondhand smoke. So I am deaf on the secondhand smoke.
Well, that's very interesting you say that, Crystal, because we do know by fact that about 50,000 people die each year from living with someone. Their lips never touch a cigarette. But they live with someone who's smoking. They can get cancer. And I think one of the things that we want to inspire people about life integration at Kaiser Permanente, we want to integrate with the community, but we're about life. And everyone has seen the commercial, the Thrive. And so we really want to inspire people to get back to what our community has done very well of living. We have a very vibrant community. The Baldwin Hills Crenshaw community is very vibrant, and it's a great, exciting opportunity to be integrated and embedded and partnered with that community. And let's remind each other, let's just keep living and being vibrant and dancing and laughing. And pills are not part of that.
No.
But you have to also have your blood pressure and your sugars. 3 things I tell people is that when you go to your doctor, know your numbers. own your numbers and control
them.
Your numbers.
Right, exactly. And the same thing with cancer, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Because eating, I know when my mom, we went into overdrive with the eating routine, and I changed, we had a lot of green leafy vegetables and carrots and for the carotene, eliminated the sugar because we read that the cancer fed on the sugar. And so, in fact, I think I read something, and you can correct me, I think I read something the other day that it actually not just thrives on it, it actually helps create and cultivate the cancer cells. Something I was reading yesterday about that. So we were aware of that. We switched over to honey and more natural. And so, and my sister used to say, or friends would say, wow, you shop at Whole Foods? That's pretty expensive. I said, yeah, it's less expensive than me going to the doctor.
But you know what? And that's true. And I think that brings up a good issue because when we think about plant-based eating, and that we're on that topic for a moment because it's so critical. A lot of people say, okay, wait a minute, isn't that expensive? And I'll be hungry, and it doesn't taste good. And we know those are not true. And we have the cooking. You mentioned the cooking class at break.
Black Women for Wellness. They have Kitchen Divas, which will do a live cooking demonstration right in front of you, and then you get to eat it.
How's it taste?
It's awesome. I've tried to make some of it at home. I don't normally cook, but I've tried.
Yes.
I said, just send me that recipe one more time.
Yes.
Like one of the ones that they made was a sweet potato black bean taco with guacamole. Yeah. However, the shell was red cabbage.
Wow.
See, that's
so good.
That's living. And so I think that three things that really have to address with the plant-based eating is it palatable? Does it taste good? It has to taste good. Our people like it popping in their mouth, so it has to taste good. A lot of people will say, okay, athletes will say, okay, if I eat plants, I won't be able to perform. I need that protein. I need that protein. But the biggest animals in the animal kingdom are all plant-based.
Right.
Rhinos and elephants and hippos, those are plant-based, and they're the biggest animals in the community. And the last thing is it has to be palatable. It has to have performance, but it also has to cost a price. And once we address those issues, we can really get some success and traction on the plant-based eating. Right. And the pill need
is gone.
It's go down.
It's down until it's eliminated. Yeah. So, being that Kaiser Permanente is a business, how many employees do you guys have over in your facility? Or will soon have, and are they hiring or?
Yes, in our facility, in our Baldwin Hills Crenshaw office, we have about 250 to 300 employees, staff, support employees. We have 80 providers, and we'll have at our capacity, we'll have 60 doctors. And so we're about 49 right now. So we have about 300, 320 people at the building. It's a big building. It's a big clinic.
It's a big clinic. And then some of you obviously came from other facilities.
Yes, it's a transfer. So a lot of people say, I want to work, I want an opportunity. The way it worked, it was a transfer operation, which meant that they wanted our medical center had too many staff. We outgrew our medical center. So they transferred about 96% of people who work at Baldwin Hills transferred over. Okay. So we do have some opportunity. It's not a lot, but we do have some opportunity.
Oh, okay. And then the Kaiser, the actual hospital, they've been expanding. They've almost covered that whole block of Cadillac and La Cienega, right?
Yes, over there, the Kaiser Permanente facility over there. The parking lot will be coming up in 2018. We have a new parking lot, and woohoo, and double woohoo for patients coming in. For patients, parking will be no charge.
Amen. That's
wow!
I get an amen from the pastor.
Oh wow! Because that was a big thing over there when they I used to have a friend. Well, all my friends actually had Kaiser, and I spent a lot of time at Kaiser, considering that was not my medical facility. And especially my girlfriends that had younger children, they always ear infections, and we'd be sitting there all night long, and the parking was ridiculous. So that's good even for those of us that that's not our health facility at that time. I don't have children.
But they also have valet.
Yes.
Now, I have pulled up to valet. I saw all that traffic. Oh, no, we're doing valet today. So I worked around it.
But it's interesting, and I assume that's why clinics, right? Because they're really, once we lost Daniel Freeman, so you only have Centinela, and then far north is Cedars. And in between that is the hospital my mom went, Olympia, but that's more of a smaller hospital. Yes. Brockman, way down on the other side. So there's a big gap with all of the multiple of people in between those different facilities. And
that's the
we're
gap
growing.
Over here. Let's not talk about the gap to the south.
Oh, because you only got a little company of Mary, right?
You got St. Francis.
You have St. Francis, and until Martin Luther King Outpatient Center came back, there's nothing else.
Wow.
You have to go way downtown to get to USC.
Or you have to go to Harbor UCLA, which is way south Harbor.
So, and it's more than a notion because the people in that community don't have a little transportation or transportation challenges or just challenges, period. And to be able to get to a specialist.
So is that the wave of the future, is more medical clinics and urgent care to offset the fact that there are not a lot of hospitals per se?
Yeah, and what we're doing at Kaiser Permanente, they're going to the medical office building, and that's a big investment. But also they're going to smaller entities, pods, and right now they have we have a partnership with Target. I'm going into some Target stores and offering some just basic primary care there, just very basic.
Okay.
So the goal is just to kind of seed the community with little smaller operations so that people are closer to their care.
But what about telehealth?
We do have telehealth. We do have telephone appointments. We have video appointments. We call them virtual appointments. And so, yes, we do have that. And also with your kp.org account, you can do what? You just said it. You can message. You can send an email message to your doctor. So now we're offering multiple platforms other than face-to-face.
So what is video doctoring?
A surgery from China.
We're not there yet. Not there yet. But it is non-surgical right now.
Okay.
But what happens is once you get your account, you can make an appointment with a physician at 4:00, and at 4:00 the doctor will call you at your monitor or even on your phone, and you'll get a call from your doctor. And asking you like a regular visit. Hello, Pastor Rhonda, how are you today? What can I help you with? What is your question or concern? And the doctor will be on your phone.
Oh, wow.
And then once they determine everything that's going on, then you can say, okay, you have this condition. You may need this medication. So you can just go over to the pharmacy. It's already there. You check in. They text you medication.
Wow. That's some innovation stuff.
Yeah.
That works.
That's telehealth, video visits. Email messaging, and it's all in the palm of your hand.
Wow, that's fantastic.
I haven't needed that one yet.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Again, like I said, because there's so many people, and that was the purpose of affordable healthcare, was to be able to get people more connected to going to doctors, because it's really a no-brainer. If we preempt disease and expensive health care with just taking care of it before it gets to a place where it's chronic or critical, then that will save health costs if that's what you really want to do.
Well, Kaiser, I can remember talking on the porch in Crenshaw District with my sister as a young teenager, saying that I wanted to go into medicine primarily for prevention. And we know Kaiser Permanente, that's our foundation, our Thrive Foundation is prevention. Mm-hmm. And so that's why some people say in the community there's some misinformation about vaccines. They're injecting this, they're injecting that. Mm-hmm. And one of the most successful things we've done, especially for young babies and children, is vaccinate them. That's one of the most important things as a pediatrician I'll do for my patients, because it's been shown historically and medically to reduce disabling disease and death. And if you Google the death rate for African-American babies in 1917 and the death rate for babies in 2017, they will not be infections. And one of those reasons is because of vaccines. And so when patients come into the office, they have some misinformation and some magical thinking. And my goal as a board-certified pediatrician is to educate them
Okay. So with that, I when I went to undergrad school, my degree was going to be in child development, and so one of the things I had done a paper on autism, and this was back in the 70s, and at that point in time, it was like 1 in every 100, 200, 300 children, or actually I think the numbers were bigger than that, actually were autistic. But those numbers have grown drastically.
Yes.
I mean, there's 1 in every other family that you meet in the celebrity world. A lot of them have children that are autistic. So if that's not the vaccine, what is that? What is it? Is it? What is going on?
Sure. Well, that's a very simple question. The answer is more complex, and it's beyond the scope of this conversation.
Okay.
But I would say is that one of the reasons is that the diagnostic criteria has changed. So we used to say that kids were just retarded. And what we've been able to do now is that this child has autism spectrum disorder. This child has some other cognitive delay. We're able to parse that out. So that's one. Another thing that we see is that parents are older, and we do know that older women having children tend to have more Down syndrome, tend to have more other cognitive problems. And so older mothers tend to have children who may have some problem there. When you look at the vaccine, is there any direct connection, any connection between vaccines and cognitive problems, Downs or autism? And there has been thousands of studies, and there's zero connection.
Yeah. I know when I was a child, we all had measles, mumps, all of that sort of stuff.
Yes.
In fact, chickenpox. I had chickenpox when I was 6 months old. When my brother, one of them got something, my mother exposed all of us, so if she was taking care of us, we all got them at one time.
Have a chickenpox party.
Yeah, chickenpox party. But it wasn't, and I imagine, I do have some friends that one of her sons she was exposed to German measles, and he was born deaf. But when we were growing up, and we didn't see it was just normal part of childhood was to have something, and I was healthy as they could be. I rarely went to the doctor, even as a child. I rarely went to the doctor. It was my mother was like, "Oh, we got to take Crystal to the doctor." That's different. But she, the way she fed us and how we ate, and we ate very healthy, very even organic at that time. We weren't vegetarians, but every home cooked food. I don't even think I had takeout food until I was in my 20s when I was actually working.
Yeah, I think that's what it was, and I like I guess our mothers may have been cousins.
No problem.
I didn't have health insurance either, and I got vaccines. But when I talk to my patients, what I tell them is, I said, we can look at you individually, or we can look at your family or your neighborhood, or we can look at the population. And when you look at the population, you get more information. It's called population studies or epidemiology. Because some people say, well, I don't know anybody and my cousins or whatever. But if I look at 1 million people, things start to shake out.
Okay.
And so one of the things that I know, let me keep it personal as a physician, is that when I first started, I used to do an LP, a lumbar tap, to get fluid from the brain because my patients were coming in with brain infections called meningitis.
Oh.
In the 90s, we developed a new vaccine, pneumococcal and Haemophilus vaccine. And since we developed that vaccine, I can't tell you when the last time I did a lumbar tap. So this is Dr. Emel talking, and my experience with my patients, and my colleagues. So we do know that they work. So we have to look at beyond the individual, the family, or the neighborhood, and look at the population.
The population. Okay, that makes a big difference. Makes a big difference. And on that same note, with cancer, it seems like when I was growing up, we didn't have as many people being diagnosed. Heart attacks, yes. High blood pressure, yes, but it seems like there appears more people being diagnosed with cancer.
I think but this is from a layperson's perspective.
Okay.
But one, I don't know that people talked about it so much because it's the big C. They wouldn't even say the whole name.
Okay, that could be the case.
So that's one. So we don't know the history of what is going on or what had already gone on. Number two is there's a lot of awareness out there about cancer. So and maybe it was about 2007 or so, it was a huge push for women to get mammograms. In fact, in 2009, I just ran across an interview I did with Channel 5 when they wanted to change the age for mammogram, change it from 40 to 50. If they had changed that, if that had been the case, I would not be here. I'd had my first mammogram at 40, diagnosed inflammatory breast cancer, stage 3B, right out the box.
Wow. So is that some of the, from a medical standpoint?
I think Pastor Rhonda is hit a home run there. And how many of our mothers or aunts, our grandmothers got mammograms when we were growing up? What was a mammogram?
Yeah.
And what is an excellent way to diagnose breast cancer? It's by
a mammogram.
And that's why in our building, in Baldwin Hills Crenshaw Medical Office building, we have a mammogram machine in the community. But sisters, mothers, aunts, grandmothers, you have to come and get your mammogram.
Okay.
And your organization is just critical to getting the word out.
Okay. Well, then that makes sense. That people just didn't talk about it, and they had illnesses, and they just kept them to themselves, and that's just and that same premise is mental illness in our community. You know, that's the cancer of 10, 20, 30 years ago is not diagnosing or them not being diagnosed with a mental illness. You have more. In fact, it was the woman that plays the mother on Blackish. She was on The View 2 days ago, and she is bipolar. Now, that if there is a strain of health issues in our family, it is that. It really came from the white people.
No comment.
It came from that generation. But there was, I have some family members that both the mother and the father, both the mother and the child are bipolar. But it was a conversation that was never, ever had. It hit their family real hard. The rest of us were okay. We might have a couple of strange ones in each family, but not where they actually were diagnosed with that strain. But I remember when my grandmother was diagnosed, they said that they did see from a gene standpoint, from the DNA, that there was a mental health issue, and it hit this one family member and her family. Yes. And but it was a conversation nobody ever wanted to have talk. They never wanted to talk about it, and they didn't talk about it outside of their family.
Yeah, I mean, it still is to this day. We think of mental health people as being, of course, crazy, which is ridiculous. Mental health is like anything else. It's anything that can be addressed, dealt with, and controlled or resolved. And that's why at our medical office building in Baldwin Hills, Crenshaw, we do have that in our building. We have licensed clinical social workers, and we also have psychiatrists.
Oh, okay.
And so when I have my patients, I had a patient in yesterday, and I said, it's counseling. I've gone through counseling. I went through something in my life, and it helped. You're not crazy. You're not weak. You're not weak-minded. You have a condition that we will help you get over and move on.
And I think that being that open about it is good.
Yes.
I mean, because we'll have some life experience or life stressors, and you squish it, and then some trigger, makes it come. And I think at one time I went to, there's a California psychology or right over in Pico, and I went in. I had a bad breakup, and I went in. I was like, okay, I want to make sure I'm not the crazy one.
Yes.
So when we got done, she's like, no, I don't think you're the crazy one. Good. I'm good with that.
But the other thing, Crystal, there are, even though we know that screening is available, even though we have health care sometimes, we still won't go to the doctor.
Oh, no.
Why won't we go to the doctor?
Well, I know women have a tendency not to go because they're caring for everybody else instead of themselves. They put other people first. They say it's inconvenient. They're not making themselves a priority. And then men have a fear of what they're going to do to me now.
Right.
There's just that stigma of getting, for African American community, because other communities have different reasons, but African Americans, no, I'm straight. I'll handle this, my way.
Right.
So Pastor Rhonda, with that in mind, and I think you're spot on. So when you walk on to our Kaiser Permanente campus at Baldwin Hills Crenshaw, what do you see? What do you feel when you walk onto the campus, or even when you drive by?
It feels like life is over there.
Okay, and what about it? What about it makes it feel
it's
like life?
green. There's open windows. It just feels.
It doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like a medical
hospital.
facility.
Right.
And I got that from you guys. I was one of my close friends. He had to have surgery. He'd done took some kind of aspirin or something, and his intestines
did a number,
and he had to have surgery.
Is that a diagnosis?
Right. And so when they went to that's a new diagnosis, layman diagnosis.
Okay.
So they had to go back and attach it. He had a bag, a colostomy bag, and then they had to reattach it. Right. So I went with him for his surgery, and he was out in Anaheim. And the Kaiser facility down in Anaheim was like, wow, this is amazing hospital.
Yes.
It did not feel uncomfortable to be there. The doctors were very responsive to the family members. It was myself and it was a guy I was dating, myself and his sister. They had yoga. They had a fresh fruit market, a fresh vegetable, like a farmer's market, which had great popcorn he could eat. I had to eat outside. They had these great cookies in the cafeteria. So it's like, oh, this is not like any other hospital I've ever been to. Yeah. It wasn't a bad experience. So, and I want to say that was a number of years ago, but that hospital, I guess, had been built in the last 10 years. So is that a different road that Kaiser, so it was less hospitally and more a place of life?
well, it's part of our whole campaign to thrive, and also part of our new medical office buildings are called Next Gen medical office buildings, and the Baldwin Hills Crenshaw. And our community should be, what's so exciting about this is the Baldwin Hills Crenshaw community has the biggest Kaiser Permanente next generation medical office building in the state, maybe in the country.
Oh, okay.
We have a grand opportunity to take advantage of health and grab life. And we're here to partner with the community to make sure that happens. That being said, is that the next gen buildings are all about life integration and about going out and reaching out to our patients in the community, but also when they come in our building. So when you see the building, when you drive up, you see the lawn, you see the walking path, you see the exercise and the windows. And when you walk into the lobby, there's a person who walks up to you. You don't have to walk over to a desk. We walk over.
Oh, okay.
So we want to greet you. So it's about care forward, and so that's it's called care transformation, life integration, and that is new. The Baldwin Hills Crenshaw building is the 7th building. Our last building opened a couple of weeks ago, and we'll open up more next year. But yes, it is a new concept.
Oh, okay. And Kaiser is just in the California. Are you guys in other states?
Yes, we're in other states. We're in Oregon. We're in Washington State. We're also on the East Coast. We're in Georgia. We're also in Georgia
really?
too. Yeah, so it's just now we're in Hawaii.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So it's just now the biggest health plan. We have more patients in California because that's where it got started.
Oh, okay. A lot of corporations. Kaiser is.
We have millions. In fact, we're the biggest in the state. Kaiser. We have millions of patients in the state, millions of members.
Oh, wow.
So I can go to Hawaii now?
Yes, you can.
Okay. There you go to Kaiser. We're going to take another quick little break before we've already we got 20 more minutes left in the show. Quick and fast and in a hurry. So we'll take a quick break and be back and close out the show.
Hello, meet Larry. Larry is a general contractor. Larry is very good at his craft, but Larry has a very tough time managing his paperwork because he is busy taking care of his clients' needs. Larry just cannot find his important business documents when needed. Larry is also being passed over for bid opportunities from prime contractors because he is perceived as not ready. He doesn't know where his business license, certifications, insurance, and other key corporate documents are located most of the time. Lucy owns an auto body and collision repair shop and has been using a business management and procurement assistance program called Small Biz Pro to keep her business organized, business ready, contract ready, and bank loan ready. Small Biz Pro is a 3-in-1 cloud-based business management, procurement, and market research assistance system designed to help businesses become business ready, contract ready, and bank loan ready. It also provides back-office operation solutions for small businesses. Lucy is able to stay ahead of her competitors because she uses Small Biz Pro to manage her business daily. Lucy just clicks on Small Biz Pro from her tablet, mobile phone, laptop, or any internet-accessible device for data retrieval, and she's got it. Lucy introduces Larry to Small Biz Pro, and now Larry is more organized and can now find all of his documents and new bid opportunities in seconds. Larry now saves $120 in labor costs for each missing or misplaced document. Just simply go to your web browser and log into smallbizpro.net and register today for a limited 30-day free trial offer. Services start as low as $1 per day. Let's put the competition out of business. Small Biz Pro. If you stay ready, you don't need to get ready. Register now at smallbizpro.net and begin saving money. Email info@smallbizpro.net or call 626-533-1186.
And we are back. Sorry about that. I was having a conversation, a private conversation with the doctor. One of the questions, and you are tuning back into the Business Zone with Crystal and Gilbert. I hope you've been able to catch the show on YouTube Live and Facebook Live. We've been having a fantastic show.
Is fun.
It's a lot of fun. We're getting to know Dr. Emel and which is great.
Yes,
we're
let's do it again.
Very happy to have you here talking about the facility. There was something else you wanted to share with our people?
I just wanted to mention again that when we talk about health, and we talked about this earlier, there's what else is more valuable than our health?
Exactly.
If we don't have our health, we have nothing.
Right. Yeah. I mean, even from a business standpoint, the Business Zone is about that. And as I said at the top of the show, it's so important that you feel good. You really can't be at your highest productive peak if there's ailments going on and your brain, you can't get it all and you don't feel, you have no energy, and you got to be at the peak, but you don't feel well. So it's very important. I believe we have a call. And who is calling, please?
Martha Young-Jones. How are you today?
Hi, Martha. Welcome to the Business Zone. How are you today?
I'm doing wonderfully, and hello to Pastor Rhonda.
Hello, Martha.
How are you today?
Simply marvelous.
Yeah, I more so wanted to make a comment. I've been to the Baldwin Hills facility, and the services that you spoke of were very wonderful, Doctor.
That's great.
The being greeted, I actually had two things done while there and was not there more than 30 minutes with the greeting, with the teleprompter kind of telling you that you can go in now and so forth. So those were welcome.
Yes, that's great.
Services.
Excellent.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that, and I thought that the fact that they not only greeted you, but someone actually checked on me to make sure that I had made it over to where I was going. So I was like, I hope this keeps up.
Yes. Thank you for that, Miss Martha. We appreciate that. Thank you.
She don't want that just to be y'all's calling card now. And then like you go to a restaurant and the food is fantastic, and then 10 days later, what happened to all that fantastic care?
No.
So this is for permanent, right?
Well, we didn't build that multi-million-dollar building, 100,000 square foot building, state of the art, design, technology, to give poor care. So we are very concerned about Miss Martha's her care. We call it a care experience. And we want to make sure, Miss Martha, that every time you walk in, we want to be consistent. I work in that building, Miss Martha. My name is Dr. Enrique Emel. And so anytime that you're not receiving anything, or if you're receiving something that you want to compliment, please find me and let me know.
I definitely will. I think that Pastor Rhonda can let you know that I would definitely do so.
Yes, she would.
I'm there every day, Monday through Friday.
And Martha, now you have an inside.
Yes, she does. Yes, she does.
Know that. You have to be very careful, though, Doctor, because those kinds of invitations you will be taking up. I can assure you.
Well, and that's okay. And I don't say that lightly because this is my community. I don't know if you heard earlier. I grew up in this community, and you will see me walking through the lobby. I actually walk through the lobby greeting patients, and so I'm there.
Well, that's fantastic, Martha. Now, what facility did you go to prior to Baldwin Hills?
Actually, my physician is still at the West LA
Kaiser Cadillac.
Yes, but I was able to get my lab work. I think I got I got my flu shot there. It was just wonderful.
Got her flu shot.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you can actually, even though you're at your doctor's at Cadillac, you can come over for your shots and your.
Yes, you can. If you have Kaiser Permanente insurance, you have Kaiser insurance. You can go to any Kaiser facility and get labs, X-rays, injections, vaccines. Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, we have to make sure our community knows this. Now, what is the outreach into the community that since you guys are here?
Yes.
And I know you're making your rounds.
Yes.
So what is the outreach to the people that live up on that hill that a lot of them have Kaiser?
Well, we put out media blasts. We go out and do events such as this.
Okay.
We do health tables. We were there at the Taste of Soul.
Soul, okay.
And so also we have people like Celia Brugman reaching out to the community. So we do it on a general basis. We do it on a non-specific basis. We do it on a specific basis. And so Kaiser Permanente is already integrated into the West LA community. We're not new to this community.
Right.
The clinic is new. The building is new here.
Okay.
But the insurance, the coverage, we've been here for a long time.
Okay. And are you part of this, the walk, the beauty, health, wellness that's going on this weekend at the Baldwin Hills Plaza?
Am I part of the walk? I'm not in the walk.
It's Kaiser.
Kaiser.
Part of
Yes.
the health and wellness.
Yes. Now
Expo.
I'm not part of the walk. Now Kaiser Permanente may be part of the walk. It's a big entity and it does a lot.
Okay.
So I'm not part of everything. My wife does want me to come home.
Okay. Well, that's a nice thing. She does need to have you come home.
But we do a lot of the walks and a lot of the 3Ks and 4Ks, 6Ks and things like that.
Okay. So Rhonda, you want to give another shout out about the event this weekend?
So it's the Black Beauty Shop Health Foundation presents Beauty in Motion. It's the 2017 Women of Color Walk for Wellness. It's a beauty and fitness health expo. Registration is free and it's this Saturday, the 18th from 10 to 3 at the Baldwin Hills Crenshaw Plaza.
Yes.
And will you be there, Martha? Oh, shut up. Okay. So, well, fantastic. Rhonda, how do they reach you?
Celebrate Life Cancer Ministry. My email is Pastor Rhonda at celebratelifecm.org, and the phone number is 424-258-LIFE 5433.
Okay. And now, in addition to this, what I do over here on the Business Zone, I am the co-director of Recycle Black Dollars, which is an organization in our community that we've been here for 30 years, and our sole purpose is to make sure that our community is supporting one another and supporting other businesses in the community to create a better place and a more successful place in our community. So hopefully, maybe in the first of the year, we can have you come out, or someone from Kaiser come out and have a conversation with our membership. We meet the second Tuesday of every month at Denny's on Crenshaw and Coliseum, and to let the community know and our membership know that Kaiser's here. This video will be uploaded on our YouTube channel, and it's on Morris Media's YouTube channel, and we'll push it out there and blast it out, and we'll send it out to you guys as well.
Yes, please do. Yes, please do. And one of the messages I want to definitely get out to those listeners is that We're in the service provider area number 6, SPA 6. It's called SPA 6, and includes the Baldwin Hills Crenshaw community. And unfortunately, the SPA 6, the community that we live in, has a lot of high blood pressure, hypertension, chronic disease, high cholesterol, sexually transmitted disease, mental health. This is where we live. This is where we work, and this is what we're planted in. We can do better. The community can do better. The healthcare providers can do better. But we'll do our best once we partner together and have that same goal of making sure in total health we are healthiest and we can thrive and strive to do and be better, not only for ourselves, but for our children and our grandchildren.
Well, that'd be fantastic. And we can even use our platform here where we're reaching out to our business people about taking care of themselves. Maybe we can have once a month or every quarter, you have someone come out just to talk about how to take care of your health, how to reduce the stress. That would be excellent for our business community because it's very stressful to be a small business owner and wear all the hats.
I can only imagine.
And really, truly not have time to go to a doctor.
That's not good.
Yeah, and that
we can do better.
And that happens a lot in our community. Is that I can't take our time. What if they tell me something horrible? Oh my God, I won't be able to make the mortgage this month. Okay, I forget it. I'm not going to the doctor.
Oh my goodness.
Right?
Then you won't need a mortgage.
You won't need a mortgage.
There's no mortgages in cemeteries, right? There's no mortgages in cemeteries. There's more.
So maybe we need to help them understand why it's important for them to go for their preventative care and that kind of stuff.
Yes, just let me know. I will open my schedule because that is part of being part of and integrated and embedded in the community.
Right.
So yes, I will. I am committed to that.
And there's so many there are a number of stakeholder organizations in our community. Recycling Black Dollars, and we have the Crenshaw Chamber, which they came and introduced us and it helped us have a tour of your facility. And there's Vermont Slauson. So all this area is very it's a large population of small business owners that just trying to make it through the day, and the healthcare is usually on the back burner.
And there's another thing that you mentioned, Crystal, is that many of the small business owners have payrolls.
Yes.
And so if your workers are not engaging in healthy behavior and they're sick a lot, that impacts your productivity and your bottom line.
Right.
So not only maintaining your health, but also giving your workers healthy advice so they're more healthy, more productive, and you're more profitable.
Right, exactly. And they do, there's quite a few. I know Lamert Park does a lot of expos and wellness events over there because that's the artist community, and most of them are very entrenched into vegetarian lifestyles and so forth. But again, those other areas, the mental health and then our children.
Yes, that's where I live. I'm a pediatrician.
Yeah, that's your area of expertise, and we look at our children. They're not as physical. They're not as active if they used to be. They stay at home and they're watching TV or they're on their mobile devices, and so you see a lot of overweight children.
Unfortunately, and as being a pediatrician, over the last 30 years, we've seen a doubling and tripling of obesity, and there's multiple reasons for that. But it's unhealthy eating, it's no home cooking, it's less activity in the schools. Instead of having PE every day, you may have PE a couple times a week. And also it's video overplaying the video games. And so, have a plan for your children, have a plan for health for your child, and then partner with your pediatrician. And we will help you to make sure that by the time your child is 18, that they'll be healthy, whole, and ready to graduate into a college, a four-year university with scholarship.
Okay.
And you know what? Even adults need to have a relationship with their doctor. Because, a lot of you mentioned earlier about the kinds of things we should be eating, green leafy foods or what have you. However, depending on what type of cancer you have and some of the other challenges, green leafy food might not be it for you. So
maybe
you
too much
need
roughage.
So you need to really, have an appointment with the nutritionist, and have a relationship enough with your doctor that you're telling them the truth.
You know what? One of the things, she's, we're going to grab Pastor Rhonda. We're gonna put her on
Yeah, she's
payroll.
very knowledgeable.
We're gonna put her on payroll. She's gonna be on our patient.
And I'll go there too.
Yes, she's gonna be on our patient.
She'll be calling you on Monday.
I will be listening. But one of the things that we mentioned before, I mentioned again, is the whole partnership, which you just talked about. And Kaiser Permanente is a big it's a big plan. It's a big place. There are some people who say, I love it, I know it, it gives good care. And then some people may leave early because they never meet anybody. Mm-hmm. The people who leave early and who have less to say don't partner with. They don't they don't meet their doctor and say, what do you do? This is what I need. Let's have that conversation. Mm-hmm. Let's partner with. Know, own, and control. And if you know, own, and control your numbers, then I can help you thrive and be a better person.
Right, exactly. But I think that's okay. So will you guys have those type of, even though they're not Kaiser members, outreaching into the community where you will have nutrition programs to learn how to eat properly, to reduce your numbers and so forth and so on?
We have them on campus. I also am part of a Hippocrates Circle program where we go out to schools and we bring schools in. For those who want to be healthcare providers, physicians. So Kaiser Permanente has a number of outreach programs. And and as I said, Celia, and we're very vigorous with that.
And one was the healthy living. I'm a healthy living advocate and trainer. I was trained through Kaiser to do that project.
Look at that, some more stuff for you. Huh?
We are not. I want to say the building is new, but we are not new to this community. Okay, let's be clear. We've been around.
But that's excellent, and that's what we need to be able. But again, it's so that people don't feel like, you said that when you drive by the facility, it feels welcoming.
Yes.
And that you don't feel like, I can't be going to a hospital, and you just drive by and turn your head like this, so you don't see that building over there just in case some stuff jump off at you, right, or the clinic over there. So, so to be incorporated in the community, that you see you in the market and they're like, hey, Dr. Emel, how are you?
Yes, right? Please do.
And I had that experience with Dr. Scott. I was at a Ralph's and I looked around and I went,
Dr. Dana Scott?
Yeah, Dana Scott. And I went, I know you. You're my uncle's doctor. She goes, yeah, I just talked to your uncle just a few minutes ago. Like, oh, you did? What did you talk about?
Right.
I need to know. So that's how it should be, right?
Yes, we're people too.
Going to the Albertsons and Dr. Emel is hanging out over there.
I'm constantly running. But it's great because we get them out into where they're living and they're having fun. It's great to see them in that way and not in a sterile exam room.
Well, we're very pleased that you're here in the community, and there's so many changes going on in our community. And it's coming at us from all different directions. So for those people that have been in this community for a very long time, they're feeling a little threatened that the community is not being built for them. And I'm sure you guys have heard that over the time when you first broke ground. Yes. So there are a lot of people here in this community that, they want to just make sure that they're a part of and inclusive of the community, and that services are being brought here for the benefit of them that have invested and grown and raised their children here, bought their homes here, have a major investment in the community.
Yes.
And that there are services that have been, in the past excluded from, but now they're available for us. So
yes, and like we said, from our very inception, we had Turner Construction. They hired people who walked to work, meaning that they lived in the Crenshaw community.
Right.
That's good.
So and we have people who live in the community. I live 13 minutes away.
Okay.
We have people who live a couple miles away. So it is we not only do we work in the community, but we live in the community.
Well, that's excellent, and that's what people need to know, that you are definitely incorporated in the community.
Yes.
That's the second person I think. The new vice president at City National Bank. He also lives in the community and grew up in the community.
Okay.
And that feels good that you can come back to your community where you grew up. That's fantastic.
That's why I plan to retire. It's a wonderful thing.
And your son be like my nephews. I told their parents, don't sell the house. We will be buying it because we're never leaving the 90043 area code.
and one thing that I know it's your show, and I appreciate you, Crystal, for inviting us, but to continue to get the word out that we own the community. We are owners in the community.
Okay.
So what are ways that we can have, as other people move in, we can still maintain ownership of our community.
Exactly.
And there's a way to do that.
Okay.
So,
and that's the
I
conversation.
look forward to business leaders like yourself.
Yeah, and that's the conversation we want to be extend, and that's what we're doing in the community, making sure that there's a place for our business owners, welcoming in new business, embracing so that they know that you're here, and utilizing the wonderful medical center there, so that it will stay here in the community, and that it's and all that innovation is there for them as well. So that's fantastic. Well, we are 5 minutes before the show is ending. We do want to thank you, Dr. Mill, for taking out the time to be here. Thanksgiving is next weekend, so you guys don't eat too much, so you'll have to go over to him because your blood pressure is sky high because you're eating the wrong foods. But you can eat if you go exercise, right?
Yes.
You don't have to watch your weight on that day, but make sure you move. There's movement going
Run
on.
on Wednesday and Friday.
Wednesday, Friday.
And don't forget the chair exercise while you watching the football game.
Right, exactly. So cheer, raise your arms, get the heart moving, get the blood running. Make sure you get your preventative care,
Most
your
definitely.
mammograms, and all the other wellness services that you need. Don't be afraid to go to the doctor. He was really kind of cool. He was
really
friendly.
Those numbers, know your numbers, own your numbers, and control your numbers, and partner with your physician.
And if any of those parents out there have babies and children, take them over to Dr. Mill. He's a great doctor, man. When I was a child, I would have loved to have gone to him.
I got needles, though.
Oh, wow. Well, at that age, it was my mother's problem, not mine. It wasn't until I got to be 18 I could make a decision. No more needles for Crystal.
Okay.
We have the event going on at the mall this weekend. I want to shout out to my one of my best friends. Today is her birthday. Happy birthday, Stacy.
Happy birthday.
I'll see you this afternoon, Miss Stacy McBride. What else is going on? What are you doing for Thanksgiving?
I think they're going to make me cook something. And I want to do something healthy that'll surprise them. But, but also I thought about going to the veggie grill and getting the mashed potatoes made out of cauliflower and just blow them away.
Now
and they'll
you're
be like,
living.
this is
That's
safe,
living.
Yeah, so take it out of their container.
Oh, yeah,
put it in
by
your
all means.
container, and they will never know that you didn't do this magical the chew stuff
It's like,
in your
you
kitchen.
changed.
And Dr. Mill,
tomorrow's a very important day, very critical event going on. USC against UCLA. Fight on. Trojans
fight on the USC.
USC is going to put the beat down.
All righty, alma mater. And so what are you doing for Thanksgiving?
My wife is from Chicago, so we'll be going out to Chicago.
Oh, okay. My family just left Chicago. And
Downtown Chicago. It's great.
Oh yeah, my aunt just they just moved their whole body, soul, everything to Tennessee because it's too cold in Chicago. Well, my brother-in-law does all the cooking at our house.
Okay.
And there's some baking going on up there too.
Yeah, my sister's gonna do her
pies and
cakes and pies and key lime, and then my brother-in-law does his magic macaroni and cheese and turkey and ham and all that sort of stuff. So we just come downstairs to eat.
All right, that's easy.
And then we'll play games, cash flow. So that's our Thanksgiving.
Right.
But the holidays are here, so we have to be ready for them, whether we aren't so stressed. Very stressful
Moderation.
right now. Moderation. Is that the key?
That's the key.
We're going to close out the show with knowing our numbers, right?
Know, own,
and
control.
And moderation.
Yeah, and partner.
With your doctor.
And partnering with your... And then Rhonda's going to make a phone call on Monday.
Yes. To make things happen.
I'm looking forward to it. And Ms. Martha, she's still there. Come on, check me out.
All righty. Well, thank you so much for Dr. Mill. Gilbert, you missed a great show today,
Yes,
but
he
we
did.
know you're doing your thing. So we're going to have Dr. Mill back so you can meet my co-partner
I look forward.
and my co-host, and you have some more stuff to share as Kaiser gets settled on in.
Yes.
Get all warm and cozy over there on, what is it?
On King Boulevard.
King Boulevard.
Yeah, yes.
Okay. So we will see you guys next week. Have a healthy, happy, and enjoyable Thanksgiving. And we will not be here next Friday. So we will see you in December. And we are out.
Hello, meet Larry. Larry is a general contractor. Larry is very good at his craft, but Larry has a very tough time managing his paperwork because he is busy taking care of his clients' needs. Larry just cannot find his important business documents when needed. Larry is also being passed over for bid opportunities from prime contractors because he is perceived as not ready. He doesn't know where his business license, certifications, insurance, and other key corporate documents are located most of the time. Lucy owns an auto body and collision repair shop and has been using a business management and procurement assistance program called Small Biz Pro to keep her business organized, business ready, contract ready, and bank loan ready. Small Biz Pro is a 3-in-1 cloud-based business management, procurement, and market research assistance system designed to help businesses become business ready, contract ready, and bank loan ready. It also provides back-office operation solutions for small businesses. Lucy is able to stay ahead of her competitors because she uses Small Biz Pro to manage her business daily. Lucy just clicks on Small Biz Pro from her tablet, mobile phone, laptop, or any internet-accessible device for data retrieval, and she's got it. Lucy introduces Larry to Small Biz Pro, and now Larry is more organized and can now find all of his documents and new bid opportunities in seconds. Larry now saves $120 in labor costs for each missing or misplaced document. Just simply go to your web browser and log into smallbizpro.net and register today for a limited 30-day free trial offer. Services start as low as $1 per day. Let's put the competition out of business. Small Biz Pro. If you stay ready, you don't need to get ready. Register now at smallbizpro.net and begin saving money. Email info@smallbizpro.net or call 626-533-1186.